So here's a story about a lovely podcast. And we talked about TV and bunch of stuff.
And step siblings
They sometimes fuck. A pilot podcast. Pilot podcast. And that's the way we became a pilot podcast.
A pilot podcast.
It is a bop, though.
I know, our intro's a banger.
Yeah. So is the Brady Bunch.
It makes it feel like you're like on acid at church. That's the only way to describe it, because it's got like
What a great experience.
It's got like a churchy
No, I bet church on acid would slap. Honestly, think about it.
possibly get you slapped more like.
This is our first episode
Like,
of the new
he
year.
gave his life for us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In the year of our Lord 2022.
2021 gave its life for us, and
Oh my
now
God, we're talking
here.
about 2022.
We're in 2022.
Wow, that's crazy. We're not there in real life yet, but in this episode we are.
I don't
That's
even like
crazy.
thinking about that.
It's like we're time traveling.
What if the world's over?
Wow.
It's not.
Oh,
How long ago did Brady Bunch come out then?
1970s,
Fucking long.
70s, right?
Shit. Fuck.
1969.
1969.
Nice.
Ooh. Spicy.
69.
The siblings fuck. Anyway.
September 26th, 1969. If it was 3 days later, it could have been 29.
This 3 days later, it could have been
It was a
another
couple
9.
months earlier on a 20.
Could have been a 29.
Could have been 4/20/69 if it just happened a couple months earlier on a different day.
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
so before we even get into that, guys, we're a pilot podcast.
Mhm.
Hi,
Hi. I'm Franny.
I'm CL.
Does anybody want to say what we do here?
Oh, I mean, I was going to say who I was first,
I was
and then
going to
what
say
I
we
do.
can do it after.
Okay, well, I'm Logan. Go ahead and start.
Nice.
And we're a podcast, and we talk about pilots of TV shows because sometimes watching the pilot of a TV show is a lot of work and not a lot of reward.
And an investment.
Yes.
Investment of time.
Ooh, like a timeshare.
Think
Oh
of us
God.
as financial advisors, except we don't financially advise anyone, and we tell you whether a classic like the Brady Bunch is worth watching.
Spoiler alert, maybe it is.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not.
We'll
Who
find
knows?
out.
We got a room full of opinions. They might be different.
So, The Brady Bunch is an American sitcom created by Sherwood Schwartz that aired from September 26, 1969 to March 8th, 1974 on ABC. The series revolves around a large blended family with 6 children. Considered one of the last old-style family sitcoms, the show aired for 5 seasons, and after its cancellation, went into syndication in 1975. Neither a hit nor a critical success during its original run, the program has since become a popular syndicated staple, especially among children and teenage viewers.
It's incredibly iconic. It spawned other TV shows involving the Brady Bunch, remakes, not live action movies, but full length features.
Life with Derek.
Life with Derek. Pornhub.
Definitely fueled Pornhub.
God.
All right. So the pilot. So in the pilot, first, right off the bat, this is exactly what a pilot's supposed to be.
Yeah.
A pilot should be something to introduce us into the world and set up some sort of idea of what's going to happen, whilst also giving something like a rich history to what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And this show being the actual marriage of these two for the first time, this episode being that,
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the perfect idea for a pilot.
I agree.
And it also lets you pretty much start this whole adventure with them at the same time. Like you're going to get all of it in face, neck, and chest. You're going to get all the Brady Bunch. You're going to get all their bunches.
Ew.
They get all each other's bunches.
Only want
you know what I'm
Peters, but
saying?
okay.
It's fucked up that Alice is cool with being a side bitch. I think she needs
Aw.
to invest more in herself.
Oh my God.
Alice.
And you get to see the beginning of it too, because like during this time, they're not going to show a couple living together pre-marriage.
What?
Gasp.
No.
Like, that's so weird to think about, like, not living with somebody before you're married to them.
So-
like, you just go from living in separate houses to being married?
I remember
To them, that was like,
That's nuts.
I
well,
know.
I remember
That's a social experiment in itself.
it still happens. It
That's
still
insane.
happens. I have one of my best friends. She got married, and they waited until they were married to live in the same house. Well, they also waited for marriage to huang huang.
Whoa,
But,
that's so happy.
I remember watching Friends for the first time, and I think Ross and Rachel were talking about moving in together. And no, it was Chandler and Monica. And I told my mom, I was like, oh, that's great. Whatever. Like, when did you move in? How long before you were married did you move in with Dad? And she goes, like, after our wedding. And
Yeah.
it like baffled me.
That's
because I was like,
insane.
what?
Wait, didn't your grandma, like, not like that Logan and I lived together
Oh, yeah.
pre-marriage?
She was uncomfortable with the idea that you two shwangy schwang.
But I mean, the fact that
up.
she was thinking about my sex life tells me she cares. So that's nice.
I love that.
I mean,
I love
but-
Mama.
and I appreciate that about her. And I also love how she hated Zane's hair.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me too.
Ooh, and the show does another old school thing where she doesn't wear white at her wedding because it's her
I thought that
second
was so
wedding.
Yeah.
fucking weird. Do people still do that? Because that's so weird.
I mean, like,
Guys-
people in my family have done that, definitely,
Guys,
for sure.
get a white dress. Redo it. You're starting over.
Well, people are getting away with it. Like, they still do it, but they'll wear like a blush tone or
Yeah,
a beige
or like,
a cream.
an off-white.
Yeah. It's weird.
It is weird. It's
Wedding
weird
culture is
vibes.
very weird.
it just doesn't seem. And also, like, why does okay? Here's the thing, and I think that this is obviously just a result of the times, but it is so funny that they just had to kill off 2 people instead of have any of them be divorced.
No, of course
They had
not.
to murder the other
They
characters in
couldn't be
order
divorced.
in order for
Gasp.
this story to work. But I like how the dad comes off pretty woke even for the time. Like when he's like, there's this great scene where the dude's like acknowledging that they have children even though they're on their honeymoon, and he's like being like prejudiced about it, and he's like, this guy's not down with the new generation. I'm like, get him, Mr. Brady, get his ass.
Yeah, and I love how Mr. Brady did not feel the fucking
There's
need
more
to
than 2
explain.
genders,
Yeah.
Mr. Brady. Yes,
He did not feel the need to explain, and I fucking love that. Good for him.
Yeah, definitely.
I loved it. It was great. Actually, and like the thing too is there's a lot of stuff in the show that like it does seem like the formula of this show would be now at the time. I'm saying this is what it is now. It comes off as nostalgia, cute kid moment.
Yeah.
That's how the show plays now. I think at the time it was pop culture, cute kid moment.
Yeah.
And it's cool that it aged well, I think. I think that its age actually adds an element to it that I think makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, it's endearing.
The fact that it's so current in what it was at the time that you're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? This is like a total time capsule.
It's literally Modern Family. Like
Yeah.
it's super cool how it's also a time capsule, and yet it is really relevant to what life is right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's really cool.
It makes it almost come off like a stylistic choice to make it so late 60s, early 70s. Like, it feels like if someone was making a movie about that period of time, if they went into this much detail, it'd come off like they were doing too much. But this is just genuinely how 70s the show
Like the
was.
white
Yeah.
and yellow wedding?
Yeah.
And looked ugly as hell.
Iconic.
They decided that it would make sense to make a cat house. Instead of just inversing the plot,
Yeah.
which would make more sense.
Oh, well, the cat is like a more feminine pet.
It's pussy.
It's a pussy.
And then the
'Cause they
dog
have
is like a
pussies.
more
Then get married at the
masculine
dad's
pet.
house. That's where you're going to move anyway.
Well, this was the
Uh,
grandparents' house. This
but then
isn't
why would
her
they bring
dog.
the cat? The cat's
Yeah.
not going to be like, bitches, take me.
Yeah.
The cat's going to be like, fuck y'all.
If-
I'm happy you're gone.
If you need a dog house, you cannot just put a cat there. That's my point. And you can't.
Why are you trying to kick this cat out of its home?
This cat should be inside of its real home.
Do you want this cat to live on the streets? Do you know what happened? The Cats movie. That's what happened when cats lived on the street.
There's cats all over my street, and they're happy as fuck, and they are sure not living in the hellish nightmare that they have to live in by living in one tiny house outside.
I don't think he only lives in that tiny house outside.
Then why was he there?
It's like a little playhouse.
Also, the scene where the dog goes inside it is genuinely scary.
Yeah.
Like, that was like something that did not age well for me, like the animal cruelty of it all.
Yeah.
But it was still like a pretty cute scene if you disregard that, like, you know, with the cake on his face and everything and the kiss.
That's the thing that triggered me about this whole episode was like Mr. Brady being like, put the dog back in the car. He can sit there the entire wedding. I was like, fuck you.
I know.
That's literally like I wrote
know.
that down. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That is something that was
That
clearly
would not fly
a
nowadays.
70s father would say.
Definitely.
Someone who doesn't understand that you cannot just leave your dog in the car.
Definitely. Also something that didn't age well is the fact that like when they went and woke up the three girls when they were going to the honeymoon, they were all like kisses. They were like, oh, come on, girls, let's go. We're going to go on the honeymoon. They're like, okay, great. And then the boys are like, wake up, boys. That's it. There was
she
no...
like patted the head of the youngest
She
son.
did, but he did not.
Yeah.
And I find that very interesting because it kind of... I guess it was something of the time where...
It's weird that the pilot tackles the idea of like it tackles the idea of them being bad parents.
Yeah.
I think that was interesting and maybe was trying to be a little bit more woke, like, oh, hey, it's not actually their fault that all that shit happened, and they reflected on that and felt so bad that they interrupted their honeymoon.
Yeah, I think that's cute.
That was interesting as a choice because at the beginning, I really thought this was going to be a case of it's a dad in the 70s, he has no compassion.
Yeah.
He is compassionate towards his kids.
Definitely.
Which is something that I don't think was actually very accurate for the period.
And even towards like his stepkids too.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is kind of what I was saying. It was like now compared to that, it would be kind of weird if you didn't like wake your kid up with like a, oh, hi, buddy, like here's a kiss, whatever. She was a lot more compassionate, and I was just saying like it's an interesting point on masculinity of the time that like we've progressed a lot from there as well.
Definitely.
Was this your first time like watching the pilot? Like, I mean, it's Brady Bunch. We've all seen like multiple episodes.
Yeah, I hadn't seen
I do
pilot.
have one thing to say before we move on to that. The dollhouse comment was pretty woke too. Where she was like,
oh, yeah.
It sounds like fun. A dad in the 70s be like, you better not make my son look like a fag. He's going to grow a pussy.
Yeah.
So I like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I've seen other episodes. I think it's weird that they weren't in the iconic house yet.
That was something I was going to ask was I wonder when they had moved into the actual house.
I thought it would be just the next episode, but I looked ahead. I studied a lot for this one because I realized I picked that we were going to do this pretty recently. And I was like, I think that people are going to want a more in-depth review because it's such an iconic show.
Yeah.
So I dug a little bit into it. No, like the house decision, the remodeling of the house, it was a decision made because of a critique that I had of the pilot. Is that the house that they were moving into was visually boring. And like was hard to have a huge community space where fucking 9 people could all talk.
Yeah.
So because of that, they needed to build that gigantic living room with those stairs.
Yeah.
And they just didn't have it like that whole first season. And they did that remodel solely because that was a note that other people had.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I think that the pilot, oddly enough, also is very different than the rest of the show in the way that like the show totally matured and like found its like soft spot.
I love that.
And like that's what we want. Like if you think that the pilot's absolutely perfect, then you're gonna be like blown away by the rest of it.
Yeah.
If you understand that it's good but it's got some issues, you can look forward to like actual improvement.
And I love that. I love when a TV show is like, okay, we're not doing this the best. We can work on this instead of being like, fuck you guys, this is the best thing we can put out, whatever.
But there's tons of controversy with the Brady Bunch that we'll talk about. I mean, more than you could even imagine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Franny, what did you think?
I love the Brady Bunch. It gives me like the warm fuzzies in my tummy. I love it. I love like seeing the stuff from that time period and like just like the stuff that like even was still like more present in like my childhood that like isn't like curlers, like the curlers in her hair.
Yeah.
I've slept many a nights with fucking curlers in my hair and just shit like that. Like it's just it's like magical in its own way.
Listeners born in like 2003 are like, what's a curler?
Right? Fuck.
The child
you don't want to know.
The child acting was pretty bad.
I thought it was endearing.
All around it was bad. It was these kids were clearly picked because they were cute kids.
Well, yeah, and you can tell who the mom's favorite kid is, who the mom's favorite daughter is, right away.
Yeah, the two girls on the end, not the middle one.
Well, the youngest, for sure.
The youngest, for
yeah,
sure.
but there's also like a lenience towards the oldest one too. You can tell already.
And the show made a specific, and you see this in the pilot. They made a specific effort for the boys and the girls to have like totally matching hair to their parents to make it seem more like two separate kind of like tribes coming together. Like they look totally different.
Yeah.
And so they actually bleached that littlest girl's hair so much that her hair started falling out when she was 9.
What?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. After a while, when the show got more popular, they decided to let her just go for her natural hair color after that.
Oh my god.
But they were bleaching her
Interesting.
hair every episode.
Yeah, because they have to keep up with like
It fading.
consistency and like when you bleach, like you're gonna have like regrowth.
Oh my god,
so-
a child's head should not be bleached.
Just thought you
That
should
would
know.
that would not fly nowadays.
That's
If it
fucked.
seemed like she was uncomfortable, that's probably why.
Yeah, her fucking
her
head
scalp
was
is
itching.
burning.
Hair, and
Jesus.
probably on her eyes, you know.
Poor kid. That
Aw.
probably fucked her up developmentally. I mean, it's
Wow.
gotta.
She did get in trouble for growing weed for her husband with glaucoma, and then when she got in trouble, she divorced him. So there was that.
I mean, she might be fucked
and
up
she
a
was
little bit.
she was
from
the
that.
only cast member on the show that wasn't smoking weed during the last season of Brady Bunch.
How old was she during the last season?
She was like 9 in the first season. She would have been, add 5 years. She
That
would have
little
been
girl was 9.
something like that. Yeah,
Wow, she looked
maybe
young.
8, maybe 8, something like that.
okay.
But either way,
Interesting. I don't know why. I think it's just that kids looked younger back then, in my opinion.
They
No,
look
same
older
way that
nowadays.
adults
people
look older.
people cast older now though because
That's true.
kids that young can't act, as you've seen.
Yeah.
Kids that are actually 8 years old are like basically they can't even fucking keep the Cheerios off their shirt. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're like as manic as the Marsha actress was in her adulthood,
Wow. Interesting.
which we'll get into.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pilot, I thought it was really good for what it was. I thought it was really funny. I think there was a couple of moments that didn't need to be in there, like when the youngest boy was like, I thought my new mommy would be upset by seeing my old mommy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, are we really going to play this like widowed thing this much? Like, I understand it's a plot device, but I don't want to focus on the widower so much in this family sitcom. But at the same time, they were trying to grab for cute points, so
Yeah, and they're setting up the dynamic.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a good pilot. I thought it was really good as far as like what it actually accomplished. Like it gave you what the whole show was about and gave you the origin of everything. And so like moving forward, you won't have any questions about who's who and what reason
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are that way. So yeah, I give the pilot like a 7, maybe 7.5.
That's solid.
Yeah.
What I will say is I really love I miss shows having theme songs, especially theme songs that tell you the entire story of the show. And I just feel like Brady Bunch is iconic for it, and I really love it. Like the blue squares and how they're all just being cute together.
So fucking 70s, bro.
So 70s. And I really liked the pilot. I feel like it set up the world really well. You got to know more about the parents, like the kids come later, but you did get those little tastes and flavors of the kids and their personalities. Like Cindy, the youngest one, is the crybaby.
Mhm.
And I also was kind of jarred because I was like, wait, this is the Brady Bunch? Because I'm so used to seeing it in that house.
That house is
And,
iconic.
Yeah.
and I feel like I remember a lot of the episodes more vividly when they're older, too.
I also agree. Like, I remember a lot of the stuff with like Jan being ignored and like
I feel like the syndicated stuff that really worked for Brady Bunch came also in the later seasons. I
Yeah.
think the show, like I said, it gets better as it goes on.
yeah. I think as a pilot though, it works really well. I'm gonna give it 6 geese a laying.
We're not doing that anymore.
Yes, we are. I'm doing it.
I'm going to give this pilot an 8.5.
An 8.
I really loved it. It's just classic.
Okay, can we get into some spoilers?
Yeah.
Now?
Sure.
Oh wait. Should we talk about which kid are we?
Oh God. Or
Or are you the parent?
I don't think I'm the parent. Maybe I'm Alice.
Alice,
You
the
know?
mom,
No, Alice
Oh,
is
the
the
maid.
maid. The maid.
the maid. Yeah, I could see that.
Mhm.
I love Alice.
Yeah.
Alice is the best character in the show.
I'm
hands
on
down.
top of it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Or the dog.
the dog.
I feel
so
like the kids'
cute.
the kids' personalities just aren't that well developed yet.
Yeah, I don't
Is
remember
the
them for real.
dog in the rest of the show.
I have no
Ooh.
fucking idea.
Because I don't. I feel like that was used as a plot device, but I don't remember the dog and the cat ever again.
They got rid of that dog after that.
I kind of think that might have happened.
Maybe. It's hard to work with an animal, especially at that time.
Definitely.
The dog appeared in many of the early episodes.
Oh. And then just crapped out. That's it.
He died of. Tiger was run over by the dog actor Tiger was run over by an automobile, and he died of his injuries before the 4th episode. But a replacement lookalike was found. Damn, that's dark.
I thought you were saying that they covered the dog getting run over, and that was like a storyline.
No, I thought so for a second too, but no, they just replaced Tiger.
Holy
Damn.
shit! That's crisis averted. Wow. Who would you say you are, Fran?
I don't remember these characters enough. You know what I mean?
I love it. It's iconic. Who are these people?
Right? I know I right? I watched Brady Bunch when I was so fucking young that I just couldn't really tell you the character archetypes or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
What are the kids' names? It's Marcia.
Franny's Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady. Yep, that's me.
Let's make a deal.
I love Wayne Brady.
Anyway, see, Wayne Brady's a phenomenon.
He's on How I Met Your Mother, and that's what I'm watching right now.
Yeah. He's killing
It's Marcia, Jan, Cindy, and then
Peter,
and then I don't know the other two.
I think Peter's the middle kid too. I don't even think he's the oldest.
Peter's not the oldest?
He might be the oldest, but I think Peter was the middle one. Is there a Kevin?
Is there a Billy? Bill?
I don't know if there's a Billy. There might be a Bobby.
Bobby.
Is it Bobby?
I'm pretty sure it's Bobby.
Peter.
Bobby's the oldest.
Greg?
Peter and...
Yeah.
Oh, no, Greg's the oldest.
Greg is
Peter
an old...
Greg's the
He's
oldest.
old! That's an old guy name.
Peter's
Greg is an
the
old
middle.
guy name.
Peter's the
And
middle,
then
and
it's
Bobby's...
Marcia, Jan, and Cindy.
Yeah, I had those
side.
right. Okay. Can I also be Alice? No, I don't think I'm Alice. I don't have my shit together.
No, wait. You're definitely...
Probably Marcia.
I think on your bad days you're Jan, and on your good days you're Marcia.
True.
Franny's Peter.
Yeah.
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 Or Bobby.
No, definitely Peter, because Peter's the one who's
Oh, Peter's the middle. Never mind.
He lets his anger build up and then he explodes.
That's me.
Oh, cute.
Peter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So spoilers.
this isn't even spoilers. I just want to get into some of the controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
tell us
definitely
about
go for it.
So a thing that's really interesting about the show for me is that it was such a wholesome experience for people. I think this might be one of the most devious, disgusting, slimy, backroom fucking castings of all time.
Talk to us about it.
All right, let me just get right into it. I got so many notes about this. Okay, for instance,
We know there's a lot of drugs.
while Marcia was on set for the 3rd season, so she's 14.
Okay.
She had sex with a cocaine dealer to get drugs for
Damn.
the crew.
Oh my God.
She went on a 3-day cocaine binge and got recast for Brady Brides, a show designed specifically around her. And then right before the pilot went live, her manager broke into her apartment while she was there, threw her in the shower to wake her up from another drug binge. She showed up to the meeting and then officially got the part back.
Wow.
Holy shit. Okay.
All this before she was 21.
Wow.
That's insane.
Don't be a child actor.
She started wearing protection, she wore dental dams, solely because her mother went insane after suffering from syphilis and dying, and then her grandfather killed himself because she died of syphilis. And then her mom got syphilis, so she developed a mental disorder in which she believed that she was definitely going to die of syphilis. So she forcibly wore a dental dam, sometimes in her day-to-day life when she wasn't even going to have sex.
Poor thing. That's a lot of trauma.
And this was all known on the set of the Brady Bunch. And what did they do? They stopped accentuating her legs and pants and started putting her in more dresses, so the dental dam didn't show through the jeans.
Wow.
Poor girl. That breaks my fucking heart.
It's intense.
Okay.
Okay.
Got
The
anything
middle and oldest actress, which the oldest actress who plays Marcia, she's the one who all these stories are about.
Uh-huh.
But the middle actress and her actually got real beef because she went on a late night show and basically accused her of being a lesbian, and they haven't spoken since to this day.
Damn.
Holy shit.
When they went to a reunion, I think it was called like Brady Renovation or something.
Okay.
They didn't speak to each other the whole time. They had
That's
other
nuts.
people address each other.
That's nuts.
Wow.
The girl who plays Marcia and the guy who plays Greg fucked on the show all the time.
Yeah, I knew that.
And they acknowledged this by referencing it in the live-action Brady Bunch movie from the 90s.
What?
Yep.
Wow. I knew that they did. Like, that's... I'm going to be 100% honest. There was too much sexual chemistry there for it to not happen.
Okay, let's see here. Robert Reed, the guy who played the dad, was obviously a closeted gay man. I think that, like, in order to not see that, you'd have to be completely blind because the man is a total queen the whole show. He's very, like, active. You know, he does his little Neil Patrick Harris moments where he sings. They all sing together in sequined outfits. That man is gay, and I don't get how you didn't see it. But he never came out.
No.
But everybody on the show has talked about how they would obviously have accepted him, of course, because they loved him.
No.
But there were rumors that he would have sex with male DAs, other actors, all the time. Like, he was constantly pounding dick on the set of Brady Bunch.
I mean, get it while you can.
Yeah.
So, here's what happened to the rest of the here's what happened to the rest of the siblings.
Where are they now?
Where are they now?
All right, so the middle brother, Peter, became popular on VH1. He had a show called The Keeping Up with the Brady or whatever, or something Brady.
Okay.
He also started a popular furniture line, and he's become a wealthy businessman now, and he acts on The Young and the Restless or something like that. Maybe
Okay.
General Hospital, at one of the soap operas. And then the youngest brother got wealthy because he designs custom countertops for Hollywood homes.
Oh.
He's like a
Good for him.
designer, and he makes cool countertops, and that's all he does.
How old are these kids now? Like
They're
60s?
like 60s and 70s, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, aside from the smoking of the weed and then the glaucoma thing. Oh, I forgot about this one. The girl who played Marcia also started suffering from a terrible eating disorder, another thing that they did not acknowledge. And her drug problem actually got so bad at one point that she missed out on a role she had in Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Whoa.
Jaws, and an unknown Martin Scorsese film.
Wow. Her
She-
career
she-
could have been so
She
different.
did not show up to her already cast role of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Guys, don't do drugs. They fucking ruin your
They
life.
ruin your whole fucking life.
Holy shit. Poor Marsha.
The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became degenerate addicts.
Wow, she's still alive.
All of them are still alive except for
Yeah.
I think the parents.
Oh, did the mom
Actually,
die?
I think the mom might still be alive. I know the dad died in '92 from HIV.
Oh, that's so
Mhm.
sad.
Yeah.
Is the mom still alive? I know Alice is dead.
But she died like recently. She lived
Yeah.
to be old as shit.
Yeah, it was great.
Maybe somebody with an actual phone should Google this.
Mine's
Mine's just not letting me type at the moment.
That's okay. I'll do that. Interesting. Why is there so much like trauma around the Brady Bunch?
Well, what it is it was such a, there were so many young kids brought onto the show. I mean, they were the focal point of the show.
Yeah.
And like all slapped together.
And
super
like
young
they may
too.
say it wasn't a huge hit, but towards the end, especially when it went to syndication, it was huge then.
Yeah.
And like being on the Brady Bunch was akin to being in High School Musical, like your career was like bustling and hustling and shit.
Florence Henderson, the mom, died in 2016, and then Ann B. Davis, who played Alice, died in 2014.
Wow, so just the kids.
Yep.
Well, that makes sense. This show is fucking old at this point, so.
I know, but it's weird because I remember watching it as a child and being like, "Yeah, this is now."
The mom wrote
Right.
a book. The mom wrote a book about how she got crabs when she cheated on her husband during the Brady Bunch.
What?
Yeah, she said she woke up one day with black little bugs on her pelvic area. She wrote it in her book.
Yikes.
Okay.
The 70s were wild, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so happy we're not there anymore.
Yeah.
And Franny's watching this like, man, what a great time it would be to be alive. And it's just like everybody there's life is just spiraling.
Isn't it
out
crazy
of
that
control.
was 50 years ago? Like the 70s feels like 30 years ago.
That's insane. I can't even deal with that.
Wow.
It's so weird. Like we are closer to like never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Were you gonna say we're closer to 2070?
No.
Which I think we're
I was
smack
just,
dab in the middle.
are we? I was just gonna say I think
Yes.
it's weird that we're gonna be closer to like flying cars and shit than we are to like their little like what's it called, a lazy Susan that they had. Like I don't know. It was dumb. That's why I didn't say it.
No, I get what you're saying. Like the things that they found aesthetic and cool at the time, like her curlers.
Yeah.
We're closer to actual hoverboards than we are to those curlers.
Literally,
Yeah, definitely.
there's like a piece of equipment. Literally, you just stick it against your head and it sucks your
The
hair. and
the
curls it.
sound
Like,
mixing
that's
for this
weird.
is so old. It sounds like someone has like their burner on the whole episode.
Yes,
like
I
someone has
agree.
gas running.
It's
I agree.
so great. I love it.
She loves this shit. She loved it. She was so happy that we got to do it.
Yeah.
And she didn't even tell me how much. I picked it in order for us to do Life with Derek, which we'll get into.
Which I didn't remember that I also loved. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But is there anything else we wanted to say about the Brady Bunch? I mean, obviously, I know that I don't know if it was a Hawaiian episode or a Hawaiian movie, but everybody has it stuck in their mind, that evil tiki thing from the Brady Bunch. Do you remember that episode?
No.
It's like one of the most iconic episodes of any show. They've reenacted it in like so many movies and other TV shows. There's basically this episode where they go inside this temple and they take this like tiki statue. It's actually made fun of in Even Stevens' movie and a bunch of other shit.
Huh.
But that episode was really iconic for the time.
Love that.
This show influenced so much. Influenced Pornhub, influenced Disney Channel. It really just has a hold on everyone. On our culture. Anybody else have any final thoughts before we move on?
I gave my rating. You guys can give yours.
Oh, we all did.
We already gave a rating of the pilot. Yeah,
We did
we're
it
good.
We did it before spoilers.
Let's go.
That's right. All right, guys, we're going to come back with Life with Derek. Hey, looking for more content? Check out Crosscut Cinema, where me, Franny, and my friends review movies. Or check out a pilot podcast where we review TV pilots with recording artist CL Blue. Or hey, check out me hanging out with my friends on Average Joe Interviews. Socials and links are in the bio. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, it's CL. I just wanted to come on and say that I have a brand new album. It's coming out on October 22nd, and if you're hearing this, that means it's out now. It's called Scorpio. I'm super excited about it. It's something very different, very experimental for me. It's entirely just based on stories that I've written or real life experiences or people that I know, and I really hope you guys like it. It has songs Big Night In on it, and also my brand new song Scorpio, which I'm really excited about. If you are interested, you can listen to it on all streaming platforms. Wherever you get your music at, you can find it there. Thanks so much.
Scorpio, now you did it again. Playing with hearts won't make you friends.
And we're back.
Hi.
Are you going to say something?
Oh my God.
What?
Did you say
This is the filthiest thing we've ever watched.
I felt dirty
It is
watching it.
Filthy. Oh my goodness. It's like watching Basic Instinct, but they're siblings.
Well, maybe we'll get hard. Like reading
We
the
won't. We
Wikipedia.
won't.
Maybe reading the Wikipedia will get us. Okay. Life with Derek is a Canadian television sitcom that aired on Family Channel in Canada and on Disney Channel in the United States. The series premiered on Family on September 18th. Wow, I can't speak today. 2005, and ran for 4 seasons, ending its run in March of 2009. It stars Michael Slater and Ashley Legatt as the 2 oldest children in a step family.
And they're fucking.
Yeah, Brady
The
Bunch
sexual
walked,
tension.
actually.
The sexual tension in this episode is insane.
Oh my
Fire.
God. Yeah.
Fire.
Okay. Like I didn't remember this show until I started watching it. And then like there's iconic moments that I remembered, like her fucking like pink blazer and like the like in between like flash of like them like fighting over that chair and like the king and
the
queen
mid-rolls
hat.
and shit.
Yeah, the mid rolls.
So
like
2000s.
it's an anime. They have fucking mid rolls and shit. What?
Can I have a sip of your Gatorade?
Yeah, sure. Just ask.
Not
for that.
sponsored.
Oh.
You should have said, "Can I have a sip of
Maybe.
your yellow sports drink?"
Of your yellow sports drink.
Of your yellow
People
sweat.
might think that's the euphemism for piss, though. So maybe don't think that general.
How about yellow sweat?
that? Definitely
Yummy.
could be piss
Okay.
or squirt because they're the same thing. Sorry, Madison.
Oh, maybe is sweat a Japanese? Anyway, there's a drink in Japan called Bukhari sweat. Maybe anyway. So
They also
There's a
have
drink in
Pepsi-
America called Squirt.
They have a
Same.
drink in Japan called Pepsi Ice Cucumber, and I heard it's delicious.
oh, there's a Pikachu drink in Japan right now, and I want to try it really bad. It's made by Coke.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Hi guys, thank you for Japan talk. Anyway, back to the.
If we should just
podcast.
change our channel to a Japan vlog and just move there and vlog our life, that's just what we should do.
Sounds
I
good.
am down.
You said
Or
it
we
sounds-
can
you
move
say that
to.
sounds gay.
No, I said that sounds good.
Oh, I was like, what?
And then I was gonna say,
rude. Okay.
or we can move to Vancouver in with a step family and
No, I don't want to fuck my stepbrother. I'm sorry.
It's
Really
really
don't.
like it's that obvious. Okay, so let's get into the pilot, and then I will talk
Okay.
about the secret world of life with Derek. The secret world of Derek, whatever the fuck his last name's character is.
Yeah. So the plot of the episode is basically these two families. They're recently married. They move into this house together, and there is no room in the house. They're all sharing rooms except for Derek. And the oldest stepsister, the newest stepsister, is very mad that Derek gets his own room. So she devises a plan that he's going to transfer to the basement room that the stepfather's building for them, and she's going to take his room, and then chaos and romance ensue.
chaos and romance.
I just want to point out the fact that like the mother is basically like a really like low budget Kmart Courtney Cox, and then
Whoa.
and then
Good
the
point.
father is
I
John
can see
Bon
that.
Jovi.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that.
But he's Bon Jovi. No, he's John Bovey.
He's John
because
Bovey.
he's the discount like fucked up.
He's the Kmart
Yeah.
Bon Jovi.
he does look like
He's like
gonna,
when you get a Beyblade from the dollar store and it has a naked woman on it for some reason.
He feels like he only sits backwards in chairs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were watching a video on that and somebody said that and I was like, that's so fucking true. It's insane.
I like that he only
I
gets
bet
highlights
chairs
around his
turn around.
sideburns.
He stands in front of a chair and it instinctively the chair turns around so he can sit in it.
He's just always in swivel chairs.
Yeah. You know how like the bathroom sinks in Harry Potter like move down and rise up and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Every chair has a reaction to him in which it quickly whips around.
God.
Even when he tries to sit in it normally, the chair will move around him.
It Willow Smiths around him.
Yeah.
Anyway, what did you guys think of like the actual kid acting?
Okay, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like it's bad.
I always find a
down
kid
to-
acting endearing, and
The only
it doesn't
person
really
who's good
bother me.
is the Casey chick. Is that her name?
Casey? Yeah.
Shit, that actress carries this whole show.
Agreed.
It's really sad to watch. Like Derek is
She's
like,
better than the parents.
Derek is terrible too. Derek's not good
Derek's
either.
pretty bad.
No.
Derek's pretty bad.
He just wants to fuck her.
he might get better over time, but like he's pretty bad in this pilot.
He does get better over time. Like I've watched more than one episode of this, and I feel like the pilot's definitely like the weakest I've seen.
It definitely was like they were definitely trying to go for like we're gonna have another story about American teenager life. We're gonna have another Lizzie McGuire. We're gonna have another Life as Liz, but let's make it centered around an annoying teenage boy that boys can stand behind and enjoy. They were like trying to do that middle of the line thing, and as a result, all they got was steaming sexual tension. And at one point, she moves to the school. They're mean. Everyone's mean to her. Her parent, her new stepdad isn't mean to her, but he like totally doesn't acknowledge any of her
Disregards
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
she's got a lot
the
going
mother's
on.
like, make it work. I'd love his penis.
He's like, you're a woman.
Yeah,
You don't have
but
issues.
you two girls can all move into one room. Like, oh man, thanks
Oh
for
no,
thinking
but
of me.
Cody actually had something wrong. All of his kids have their own rooms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of them have
Yeah.
their own rooms. I just remember that too.
So like,
Even like the young ones, they have their own fucking rooms. But like the two girls had to move into the smallest room together.
Yeah.
no, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
And then she gets to the school, and the lady that she goes. This is exactly how it was when I went to a new high school for the first time. The people in the office are fucking mean, and they don't like you. She was like, "Where can I get my locker?" She's like, "You don't get your own locker." And she's like, "Oh, but I'm new. Shouldn't I get my own locker?" She's like, "You really should." She's like, "Really?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Fuck you, lady." That emotional roller coaster was not required. Like it's bad enough you're this fucking bum ass school is making me share a locker, which is an invasion of certain privacies. She can't exactly bring her fucking pads to school now or whatever the fuck she needs for, you know what I mean? Like,
Damn.
there's no sense of privacy. She's sharing with some bitch she doesn't even know.
She has no privacy at home anymore.
And no privacy even at school.
Yeah.
And then the friend is like, "Oh, you're Derek's new stepsister. You're so lucky. Like he's just gonna go home and fucking
Get
get up in them
anytime you want.
guts. Like he's gonna go home and pound her. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? What do you mean you're
Ooh,
lucky?
weird.
What do you
thing
mean?
to say.
What do you mean you're lucky? What the fuck? And that's the thing is like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna get into the Derek stuff now.
Just do it.
Okay, this show it was at the very birth of like the internet in a sense. So like there were all these message boards of like 9 to 10-year-old little girls writing fan fiction of Derek fucking his
What
sister.
is it like? Wattpad, like whatever the fuck. The like
Wattpad.
yeah.
Wattpad, yeah.
There's like tons of this
Fan
on there.
fiction.
Yeah.
There's
.net.
tons of stuff on Tumblr. There's tons of it. And it got to the point where it was so intense that like there's compilations now where like clearly that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it was like Disney was almost, well, not Disney, you know, the Canadian company made it, you know, what is it?
Family Channel.
Family Channel was actively trying to make a show where they would ship people.
And
Yeah.
there is a name for their ship. It's Daisy for Derek and Casey.
I don't want to like that, but I kind of do.
And then they've acknowledged it to the point where they've read fan fiction before on camera. And then they've both, like, it kind of went re-viral again, where, like, a clip of them, like, being, like, there's a clip where it's basically, like, they're giving each other fuck me eyes. Like, hard. Like,
Talking about the difference between, like, step siblings and siblings.
And then
giving
someone
each other
someone
fuck me
posted that
eyes.
clip and wrote, Disney need to apologize for this.
Said Canada. You need to explain this.
Canada needs to explain this. And like then they both shared it, both the actors who played those characters, and I think I don't remember what the chick said, but Derek said something along the lines of like, you know, amazing, like, you know, amazing performances, like award-winning performances.
Didn't we watch a video of them reading their fan fictions?
Yeah, they're
together?
reading it to each other, and they're just like, and Derek comes, and what's crazy is they did it on the set of the old.
What?
They were still working on the show when they read those fan fictions. They did it on the set of the show
The fuck?
without acknowledgement to the studio that they were reading them.
Yeah, they just didn't give a fuck, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Funny as fuck, honestly.
I watched on to, I think, the third episode.
Oh my god!
So the third well, they're like 20 minutes. And,
Yeah.
And on YouTube, there's like an entire playlist of all of it. And I remember really loving the show as a kid. And also did pick up on it when I was a kid. I was like, he wants to fuck her.
No, I know. I
He
definitely
wants to
thought that I had
fuck her.
seen it before, and I had seen it like in the context of like at a friend's house who has a sister, and I
Yeah.
was like, are they dating? She's like, ew, no, they're siblings. And I'm just like, they are not.
No, they're not
I just went, they are not. Those two want to fuck each other.
Like we didn't know we were shipping it as a kid, but like we were shipping it, you know?
No, kids did know.
Yeah.
They wrote about it.
Yeah.
There was.
I mean,
I think
I didn't
my
know as a
naive
kid.
ass
There was
didn't know.
like, I did-ish.
But like
There's
I was
like a
also
couple
like
of-
a child of divorce and was like, wow, wouldn't it be cool if like my mom
There's a fan
Welcome
fiction
to
with
Pornhub.
there's a fan fiction with 130,000 upvotes, and the fan fiction is Derek and Casey are left at home alone. Left home alone? What is going to happen? And like the
Let's
fan
find
fiction is
out.
like them fucking, and it has 130,000 upvotes in 2007,
Wow.
while the show's still on
Wow.
TV.
That's amazing.
Bruh.
It feels like this show was
God.
marketed to the wrong age demo. Like it feels like it was.
Yeah, I
made
think that you
for
can make a
older
show
kids.
this spicy.
Or-
I think that
Yeah.
it's not for kids though, and that's the
Agreed.
problem. Is that this show, in every other way conceivable,
Yeah.
is a children's show. I mean, the scene where he has like his fucked up birdhouse, and then the next scene they have the fucked up sweater, like that is entirely a children's show.
Yeah.
And then they're like, by the way, we're gonna fuck.
So I did watch on.
Yeah.
In the third episode, there's literally they're fighting over who gets to throw a party at the house, and at some point they get locked in a bathroom together and they start squirting shampoo and baby powder all over each other. And literally they're all like roughed up and their hair's messed up and they're all covered in goo and they're sitting on the floor and they're just smiling at each other and they're like, I didn't know I could have that much fun with you. And I was like, even in the third fucking episode, they were planting that seed that he was going to plant his seed.
They
And
did
it's
it in
just
the first
messed up.
episode.
Well,
they
yeah.
did it in the pilot even.
They locked them in the room until they decided like
Don't
what
come out
room.
until you've made a baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come back up when I'm a grandfather.
Oh my God.
Horrid.
Literally went to a bathroom, covered each other in goo, and talked about how much fun they had together. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Also, the parents should not have to live in the fucking basement.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
it's fucked
I
up.
kind of think that's cool though. They get their own like spot.
It was nice. It was nice of them.
It's
But
just
like, no, what I'm saying
you
is
buy-
all those kids
you
on that
buy
floor should
a
not
huge house in
Yeah.
the Vancouver suburbs.
Well,
and
they
you gotta
moved
sleep
into
in.
his house. They
Listen.
haven't bought the house yet, quote unquote.
all those kids should not be unsupervised on the like top
Second floor,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Can
Honestly.
we also talk about the sexual chemistry? This doesn't happen in the pilot, but between her younger sister, not the baby, but the younger sister, and then the middle brother, they will fuck.
There's sexual chemistry there too.
There's sexual chemistry
God
there
damn
too.
it.
And so there was a really funny interview I researched, and the middle brother apparently like gets off on the idea that people like find him on Tinder and they're like, "Oh my God, you're the middle brother from Life with Derek," and it's literally in his Tinder bio.
I hate that.
I was just like, I
just
thought that was
stop.
the cringiest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my fucking
That
god,
is cringy.
dude. That's like when Nick
awful.
Lachey was like, "You know who I am?" I'm like, "No, I don't." When I met Nick Lachey, he really wanted me to know that he was famous the whole time. He's like, "Don't you recognize me?" I'm like, "Not at all, man."
That sounds like Nick Lachey.
I'm like, "Bro, I have no idea who you are."
Didn't the same thing happen to you with Mark Wahlberg?
No, that's totally different. I just
Oh, never mind.
it was like a whole different scenario where I made a joke to Donnie Wahlberg about him
Yeah.
being Jenny McCarthy's bitch when I met them, and they all made fun of him. And Donnie said he was gonna beat my fat ass.
Love it.
That happened in real life. That's a real story, kids. That really happened.
It was so good. But what's really fun is that there's so much sexual chemistry between these two people when one of them I think is gay. I think Derek came out. And then
yeah,
Really?
exactly. The show wrote this. It wasn't naturally there.
It was literally entirely the showrunners and the script. It was not the two actors who are like, and maybe in character they were like, I feel like we'd fuck. I mean, sure, that's a valid character choice, I guess. Maybe not for this situation, but
Yeah, they
if that's what
definitely
you're
played
feeling,
into
then
it
that's what you're
though.
I mean, they
feeling.
put them at one point in matching baseball tees. Like, don't fuck around with me. These people are touching each other's genitals. Don't fuck
Yeah.
with me on this. I know it's the truth.
oh gosh. Well, how much of the show have you actually watched, Fran?
You know, I don't remember. This was a
Okay.
show I think I blacked out.
Okay. This was one of the shows I would hunt for like part 2 episode, like
You're
it would do
into
like
it.
it would be like season 3 episode 2/2, you know. And I remember I think I cried over
Oh.
a toaster strudel at the age of 13
Why?
at the finale. Because I
Aw.
think Derek goes off to college, I'm pretty sure. And I was like,
Damn.
but they didn't get to fuck yet.
You're like, what the fuck?
It's
You're
insane.
just gonna blue ball me like that?
I mean,
It blows my
at least I
mind
got
that
icing in some way.
how did it
Sorry.
last so many seasons is my thing.
4 seasons.
I feel like it's such a tired concept so immediately.
But I feel like the characters are super likable. I
It's
feel like
just-
that's how they got away
It's
with
the
it.
Brady Bunch meets the Odd Couple, and like there's nothing new here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Brady Bunch literally had to exist for this show to exist. It
Brady
was
Bunch
built on-
ran. Brady
built on the
Bunch
shoulders.
ran so Life with Derek
Could walk.
And
Yeah.
so the front page of Pornhub could get better content. Better or scarier, whatever we want to call it.
What the fuck?
I'm just
saying something
kidding.
about yourself
No,
right now?
absolutely not.
Don't check her search history.
Yikes!
Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
It's not true, guys. She's fucking
Yeah.
around.
Which sibling would you say you are? Or are you the parent?
I feel like we can't do this one either.
Yeah.
Why not?
Are you Derek?
Because I'm clearly Derek, and I don't want to be.
And I'm your stepsister.
I don't want
I-
that either.
I don't feel like you're Casey.
No, definitely not.
Would Franny be the dad?
Maybe. I do kind of give us
gonna
vibes.
fuck my dad? It's horrible. Hate that.
I feel like I want to be the little girl who is like, I'm not wearing socks.
Marty.
I have an announcement.
I love Marty. I think she's hilarious.
She was one of my favorite parts.
She's a cute kid.
Also, I'm totally the best friend who was like, oh my God, you're so lucky. You get to go home and watch like Derek with his shirt off. Like, shit.
You'd be like, I want to come over.
Can I come over and watch Disney Channel because I don't have cable? JK, I want to shower with your brother.
That one felt a little too real. That felt like that was coming from somewhere, but all right.
It was not. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
The cable thing is what sold me on it.
Oh, well, none of my friends had hot brothers. No offense, guys at home.
Oh, no.
Oh, damn.
I tried. I looked. Just none.
Yikes.
Oh, well. Show.
Well,
Yeah.
then. This show
Well, then.
just is insane. It's
Yeah.
insane that it exists. It's it's not on Disney Plus, right?
No.
No, it's not.
Because Disney knows what they fucking allow.
No, it's because the streaming rates are all fucked up because it was a Canadian show.
Or because it knew what it was doing and it did something bad.
For some reason, Tubi has season 4.
Tubi has season 4.
And that's it. And then all of season 1 is on YouTube.
So most of the show is on YouTube.
Most of the show is lost unless you can find all the seasons on YouTube.
Should we review Lost, guys? Let us know in the comments.
I've never seen
Oh,
it.
we'll definitely review Lost at
Yeah.
some point.
But
That's
when?
not-
What should we pair it with?
I think we already took the best pairing, so I gotta wait for another good
I know,
one.
but I'm asking them.
We should
I
have
wanna know what
did. We
they
should have
think.
did the Wilds with it.
I was about to
honestly.
say The
Yeah.
Wilds.
Why didn't we? Should do it again.
God.
We shouldn't.
Stay tuned next week for The Wilds and Lost.
If there's a show called Found, I won't be able to resist.
Oh my God.
I'm Googling.
It's like some shitty ass show from like the 70s. And we're like, don't care, we're doing it. Lost and Found, baby.
I'm so pissed at iOS. They updated Safari, and Safari's search bar is now at the bottom, like your website bar and your refresh. And there is a TV show called Found.
There we go.
What's it about? I'm dying to know.
I'm pulling up the IMDb as we speak. Found with Michael Arthbert. Oh, it's a documentary. Follows a group of experts as they fan out across the nation to investigate the unexplained objects that normal Americans find in their backyards.
Amazing.
Does it have episodes,
I believe,
or is it
so.
just that one movie?
It has one season. It looks like it has 10 episodes.
We're doing it.
Cool. We'll see you for Lost and Found.
Lost and Found.
At some point. We're not
Or
sure.
if
when
there's a
that'll-
show called Boys, Lost Boys, Lost the Boys,
There we go.
Oh.
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. The first episode is called Weapons of Mass Deduction, and then Kiss My Axe is the second episode.
God.
What else do we have to say about Life with Derek so we can just move on from this?
I mean, I feel like I've said all I can say about Life with Derek.
I feel like this is also one of the last sweet shows Disney had. You know, and I feel like it made sense that it wasn't a Disney Channel show. It was a Family Channel show. Because I always felt like the show did not feel like it belonged on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
It felt like a little too adult for like their demographic of what they were going for. And now that I know that it was Canadian based, that makes a lot more sense. And also it just looked different. It was shot with a different kind of camera and style. It was a lot more cool toned and muted than other bright Disney Channel shows.
Also, it wasn't a shitty set.
Yeah, it was a really nice house. Yeah, I agree with that.
That'll do it.
That'll
Yeah.
do it. The high school looked like a real high school. That was a thing too. So yeah, I agree.
But high schools usually don't run out of lockers. That's kind of not a thing.
That's
but
not
okay.
true.
What do you mean?
That happened at my school.
Really?
Yeah.
That's some. Oh my god. That seems like such a bad thing. You
Well-
should just get roller lockers and put them other places.
Well, me and Franny went to a school where the graduating class was like 70, so it makes sense
Yeah.
that like only, I think, what, 9th through senior year you had a locker, and it was the same locker. So it would make sense like if you had a big year, then you wouldn't have enough lockers.
Tiny schools.
Did you
so-
say
Yeah.
a big year?
Yeah, like if you had like a graduating
if you
class
had
of
like
100,
100, that was
there
a big
wouldn't
year.
have been enough lockers.
Yeah.
I remember some people did have to share. They had like, they'd either have to wait for a locker to open up, so they'd have to store their stuff in like the office.
I thought you were referring to a high school age kid as a big year. Like that was like a terminology.
it's a big year for you guys.
They're like, that's one of the big years. They're in the 10th grade.
Oof.
Nah.
Did you watch Life with Derek as a kid?
I had seen it before. Yeah, I told you I saw that one, and then I always thought that they wanted to fuck, and I was
Yeah.
really weirded out by it. I always thought that about that show.
Would you have fucked Casey?
If you were Derek?
Wait, hold on. No, I can't. Wait. Which version of me are we talking
if
about?
you were in high school
oh,
and you had hoity-toity like drama queen, but she had valid problems. Like, would you fuck her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if she didn't have valid problems, probably, if we're being honest.
Okay. Would you fuck Derek?
I mean, he's a bad boy.
Would you fuck Casey?
Pass.
Okay.
She's a little annoying.
I feel like we're too similar.
Yeah, you guys would have no fun together.
I'd be like,
Too
you're
similar.
grading. Thank you.
I feel like she would have like grandma underwear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like she would not be any fun.
They have like the single like rose
It'd
on
be
the
like
front.
having sex with like, a Mormon. No offense to the Mormons, but it's a little vanilla.
Those are also popular porn videos.
Yeah, there you go.
My stepbrother's a Mormon?
There you go. That's a spicy
Crossover.
video.
That's our next episode.
All right. Where can you listen to this garbage?
Church of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, Church of Latter-day Taints, more like it.
That's a good one.
Oh my God.
You can find us at youtube.com/apilotpodcast and on all social
Wait,
media.
we didn't rate Life with Derek, did we?
Did we?
Oh no, we
No.
didn't.
Oh, we didn't.
Fuck.
Okay. What do you rate Life with Derek?
2 out of 10 siblings.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
I'm going to give it a 5, and I would have totally fucked Derek.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. A pilot podcast.
YouTube.com/apilotpodcast.
We post every other Monday.
Yeah. Also, you can listen to me and Logan on Crosscut Cinema, youtube.com/Crosscut Cinema, where we talk about movies.
YouTube.com/Logan Tyler. Go find out what it is. P.S. It's not Logan Tyler Music's channel. It's mine.
It's also not porn.
Not yet.
Not yet. You can find me at youtube.com/CLBlueOfficial and on
Hey, guys.
all social media. On all social media. And I have an album called Scorpio. It's out now. You can go listen to it on Spotify.
All right, guys, it's been real. Happy 2022.
Hey guys, it's CL. Deuces. Pilot Podcast. Hey guys.